Hi everyone, welcome to this new video about muscle testing. I talked briefly on another video about muscle testing. Today I want to go a little bit deeper and about the art and science of muscle testing. First of all, I want to introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name is Lucia Nicolini. I'm a mother, emotional and body code practitioner, Reiki master, and holistic health coach and yoga teacher. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about muscle testing, also called applied kinesiology. The way that I like to explain muscle testing to my clients in a way that they can understand well. It's a way to communicate with our body, a way to go to the root of the problem. So a little bit like I wanna show you how muscle testing really evolving in this moment. Energetic muscle testing is growing in alternative health. So you might hear more often these terms about muscle testing because many chiropractors now are working with muscle testing, a holistic practitioner, acupuncturist, a physiotherapist. So hopefully it will grow more and more, and the science is emerging and developing rapidly. And muscle testing is valid if it understood and used correctly. Of course, does it come in one day? Muscle testing is a practice that takes a lot of work and study. Personally, I think I practiced muscle testing for 2 years, before getting really confident about muscle testing. So a little bit about the history of kinesiology. Kinesiology is the academy devoted to the study of human movement. So it's really about studying the body, about nervous system, or mechanical muscle movement, or muscle strength. So see if it's like one side of the body is stronger than the other, if it moves properly, and it's really like it's about the mechanical movement of the body. Early in the 20th century, manual muscle testing had its begins. In 1964, Dr. George Goodhart brought manual muscle testing to the chiropractic field, making connection between manual muscle testing and the energetic pathway of the acupuncture system. So, how I say, it was not just mechanical movement of the body, but became from mechanical to energetic. And this is called applied kinesiology, and that's what I do basically. So a little bit about energetic muscle testing. This is really interesting, and it's really appropriate for me to explain that, because energetic muscle testing can be both science and as the art, which I think is the best part of the energetic muscle testing. So science is based on neuropsychology rules, principle. So you study all the scientific part of the energetic muscle testing. But then the art side is subjective. So it's kind of like when you see someone dancing, you might like it, you might not like it. Involve knowledge and intuition. That's also really important. So you really have to work with what your intuition is telling you in that specific moment. And it's a unique interaction between practitioner and client. And this is, for me, it's the most important part of studying muscle testing, because of course in our life we have different relationships, different communications, and it's the same thing for muscle testing. The way I approach with a client is always different, because every client is different, like every person is different. So it's important to know this, like, because when you go to a doctor in general, like if you have 10 people that have the same symptoms, the doctor in general give the same medication, the same remedy. With muscle testing, every client is different. So you might have 10 people again having the same problem. Imagine, like, since I talked before about stress and anxiety, I can bring it up again. So you have 10 people with stress and anxiety, but every single person, you have a different remedy, a different solution, a different way to approach with that client. Muscle testing use subconscious muscles response as a way to access information. I want to read this again because I think this part is really important. Muscle testing uses subconscious muscle response as a way to access information. So, what is subconscious muscle? So, basically, if you think about when you learn walking, so you start walking, and then at some point you get used to, so it gets into your subconscious mind. It's a subconscious movement of your body. So when you go out for a walk, you don't have to think right and left and right, balance, and all the things. It just comes automatically. In fact, when you walk, you can also think, you can also talk with someone else, you can also stay on your phone, you can do multiple things while you're walking. So the same thing with muscle testing. In this way, you see this picture that I chose is like the arm parallel to the floor. When there is the practitioner that applied this gentle pressure to the arm, you work with the subconscious muscle. So what does it mean? When the arm is strong, it's very firm, the answer is yes. When it's loose, it goes down, and it doesn't have to go all the way down, but a little bit you feel it. The answer is no. So we work with this little micro movement that the body, the subconscious mind gives to us. So we ask questions to the body if something is good for the body, if something is bad for the body, and for what I studied, like that emotion or their trapped emotion, it's something related to the problem that he has. So it's like of course, that's why I say every client is different, because every client has a different response. The body has a different response for everybody. It's really important. That's a really funny fact that many people ask me sometimes when they say, do I have to go to the gym to do muscle testing? Because muscle testing, the word that can trigger. So muscle testing you don't need to go to the to the gym to do muscle testing. It's more about the nervous system. So I work on how neurological flow of your body respond to my questions. So it's not about making muscle, it's not about being strong or being weak, it's more about your nervous system, how it respond to my questions. Of course, there are affective factors. Sometimes you might have clients that really doesn't work properly, the muscle testing. So there is way how to fix this problem. One of this is just give a big glass of water to the other person, and just make sure that the person drink enough water before and during the session. In general, this is one of the way, like when I see that someone doesn't give me the right answer, the body doesn't respond really to my question. Sometimes it can be too strong, the body, so you don't receive no yes, no, nothing. It's too strong or it's too weak all the time. So it's like, okay, let's drink a cup of water and try again. Or also we might have a misalignment. So the person that is doing um, mm, the session might have like a neck misalignment. How we do, we work with magnet. So we send it, we pass the magnet to the meridian, governing meridian, and a few times with the intention of releasing the misalignment. And in general, also after that, the body started working again, and you can start again to do muscle testing. But there is also a psycho-emotional factors, like people sometimes don't really connect with muscle testing, and so that's why also I study for a long time the muscle testing on myself. Also, I can connect with the other person without touching the other person and just connecting our energy. Also, if it's in the other city or in the other country, or like also if in my same room, I can just do on myself and connecting with the energy field of the other person and do just muscle testing on myself without touching at all the other person. And it can be also poor intention questioning. Some we when we approach, when we do a session, we always ask what is the intention for the session, or what is your issues for this session that you want to release. And if there is not a really strong intention, it's really difficult to connect. And there is also like someone that like questioning of this method or questioning about muscle testing is really difficult to work with that. But most of the time, from my experience, I can get over also the questioning and work and in a beautiful way. But the most important thing with muscle testing, I find you trust and confidence. And this one was one of the biggest challenging for me, because when you start muscle testing, how I say, it doesn't come one day after another. So you have to practice a lot. Took me like, for being really confident, at least 1 year and a half, maybe also 2 years. And I really trust myself, because uh, it's really difficult sometimes having answer about another person, or on yourself, that you really don't trust. It's like, oh, maybe it's not that, and that's kind of like block the energy of the session. So at the beginning, of course, I needed to do a lot of work about trust of myself, and then of course create confidence. I still remember the day that I thought, okay, I think I got this. I think I'm getting the answers. And still now, also, if I work so much on getting confident, I have some days that just doesn't work really, and I have doubt about myself. So I have to just stop and um, pray and reconnect with myself or with the other person, and really ask for guidance, support, and help um, from angels, from God. And like have any practitioner has different way to connect and to come back to the practice, and trying to really uh, trust the process and be confident and feel like, okay, this is the answer, I know that this is it. I want to just give you some example muscle testing, uh, just to have an idea if you want to try a little bit. The first one that I always like to introduce muscle testing, and many people I notice that like to do that, is this way test. So forward and back. Sometimes we try to do like closing our eyes and thinking about something that is good for us, or something that make us smile. So you might notice that your body goes forwards instead. When you think about something that is hurting you and it's not good for you, or you watch something in the news that you didn't like it, your body will go back. It's the same thing if you want to try to have some fun at the supermarket. That's what I do sometimes. People think that I'm crazy, but you get an item and you hold in your hands, and you see where your body goes. If it goes forward, means that that product is good for you. If it goes back, it means that it's not really good for you. So you can do with supplements, you can do with food, you can do with a lot of things, and it's a really fun way to start with muscle testing. Of course, the most common, the one that you study in general, is the arm parallel to the floor. And you can do to a client, so you can do to yourself too. And you just have a yes, very strong, and when it's no, it's loose. And of course, starting with the name, with the age, with something that you know the answer, so it gets easier to understand which one is a yes and which one is a no. The one that I always use for myself, that I found really after practice many different type of muscle testing, the one that I I thought, okay, this one is the one that I want to really be focused on, is the ring to ring. So when a ring is strong, they're together, is a yes. When it's no, in general, there is one side that is loose, or can be both sides. For me, it's just one side. Um, so and that is no. Oh, there is also like this way that I saw many people doing it. So you can use just one hand. You pretend that this one is like the same thing of the arm. So this one work has the arm, and this one like does the pressure. So you can say yes or no. Like, my name is Lucia, strong. My name is Bob. No. That's another one that I really like. Oh, but there are so many. And just like this one is one of this that I try to do for a long time, and then I switch with the ring to ring because I like it more. It was just working better for me. For many other people, works a different muscle testing, but for me, this one I worked for a little bit, and then I started to do ring to ring, and this one is like just. Maybe the ring fingers with um, the thumb, and you just like do yes is strong and no is loose. So of course, if you go online, if you on YouTube, you will find so many other type of muscle testing, and the advice that I was given was to be find the one that I really feel good about it, and started to practice for every single thing, making fun, making like a way to like don't get bored every day. And then sometimes I will make a list of 30 things that I knew the answer already. So started to like muscle testing. Okay, this is my name, this is my age, this is my, so every single thing. Of course, if you ask if about like, oh, I have a date, I want to have a date, do you think I should have a date with Bob, or should have a date with Mark? That doesn't work. Also, doesn't work the lottery. So don't try to play the lottery with muscle testing, because it doesn't work. uh, so that's something that I've been asked a few times. So anyway, this is how for me was my experience with muscle testing, and how the how muscle testing came to our health, our many practitioners that are using it. So I hope this one was useful for you, and you find stuff that was interesting, and I hope it's inspiring you to try and to work on that, because it's a really fun thing to do, and to know more about yourself, and what is good for your body and what is not. And I hope was good for you. You like this video, and if you have any other question, you can contact me. I'm happy to explain better how works muscle testing, and maybe offering you a session. And yes, have a wonderful day. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to me.